how can family and friends best support someone in recovery? Um, I think that this varies.
Yeah,
So I'm not necessarily the best one for this question because I'll,
I got it.
I'll I'll precursor my opinion real quick.
Okay.
It's solely an opinion because I'm someone that didn't have friends or family going into early recovery, uh, or recovery in general for the most part. I think that you be a support emotionally and at a distance and not at all financially, and that's period. Like if you gotta help with their insurance and stuff to get them in the door, cool, but never give somebody an active addiction or even early addiction recovery money in their pocket. So dumb, not smart. Don't do it. But I'll let Cody take over from there.
Um, Ironically, exactly what I was going to say is what he was saying. Your family need being cut off from your family was the best thing for myself in early recovery because for so long I had told them, "Oh, I've got this many days clean, I got that many days clean," because I was doing it for them, not myself. I was telling them this to get something I wanted. Once I got what I wanted, I'm right back out doing the same thing again. What I like that we do though is our case managers have them put somebody on their ROI that is usually family or a close friend that they're still close with, and the case manager has the option to stay in touch with them and can be that point of contact person between the client and them, so that way the client's not trying to use them for money, because sometimes, man, you need to be separated from them in the beginning because your family can be your biggest enabler, or they can even be using with some of their family members. um, I That was the best thing for myself, was cutting myself off from my family in early recovery. So bad that the first 7 days my mom didn't know I was okay and called Duck House Hotline looking for me because I didn't tell them I was okay. Uh, that's how I feel about it. Sometimes though, sometimes I've seen it be really good. You know, you got family that's very proud of them. They'll come and visit. Those are real beautiful moments. It's it's all case by case though, I feel like.
Well, and coming
Yeah.
to visit is very different than financially supporting. Buy them clothes, buy them things. Just you know,
It
don't put
almost
them
seems
money.
like the buy-in that you guys talked about was a good mindset to have in early recovery. The family needs to be bought into the same ideas. Um, and if they're not, then because like you said, it could go either way, right? Family and friends could be really important in your recovery. Like if your family and friends are good responsible people that you know set a good example for you in your life, and they just want you to be better. Or it could be the terrible situation where they're in active addiction, or somehow feed your active addiction, whether it's
Right.
money, putting you in places that you shouldn't be, putting you around people that you shouldn't be. Um,
So I think the best advice that I'd give family and friends, though, now that I had a second to think about it, is go to a couple open AA and NA meetings, and see how other addicts and alcoholics talk, hear about their problems, see them support one another. And then if you're not yourself in active addiction, go to Al Anon and learn how to be in a healthy relationship with your loved one or friend. Because they're the experts. I'm the addict. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I think the Al-Anon really helps people who have, let's say your son or spouse is a crazy addict, and they've kind of gaslit you, or you know broke you down where there's no boundaries. Being able to establish boundaries, and actually know what a normal relationship, to hear what a normal relationship looks like, and how you could more uh, change your relationship with that person to be healthier and more normal, but we could go a long way, because
Agreed.
it could be hell for, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that have sons or spouses that are in an addiction, it's hell for them.
Yeah. Well, like getting high is your reprieve, and then the people that are around you are suffering all the same consequences and chaos and trauma that you're going through. but they don't have the reprieve that you get when you get loaded. So then odds are that makes them probably more sick than you are. Because your excuse is that you're on drugs or you're drinking alcoholically. Their excuse is probably codependency and a handful of other issues that probably need to be addressed. So I think it's just like Al-Anon, there's peers there that can model healthy boundary setting, not controlling. All the do's and don'ts of Al-Anon are pretty important. I didn't really even know anything about Al-Anon much, except in college, one of my assignments was go to a support group that doesn't include a problem you have and be an observer. And so I got permission from this Al-Anon group to come and observe them. And man, I was just like, I felt so bad. I was like, I am the guy. I am your son. I'm your nephew. I'm your grandson. I'm your husband. Because there's a bunch of old white ladies. I was like, oh, I got to get out of here, man. But they were all so glad I was there. They were super nice. I was like, this is crazy. I got to get out of here. But man, they were so good for each other, and it was cool to know that there was that available, and it helped me again become a better case manager to build my resource box.